How's it going, everybody? My name is Salty and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over my best settings here in Modern Warfare 2. Alright, so quickly before we get started here, I want you guys to make sure you guys are hitting the like button for me. It's the easiest and most effective way to support the channel. It also helps push this video to other people looking for the same kind of content. Next, make sure to also smash the subscribe button with the notification bell on. That way you're not missing any of my daily Call of Duty videos. So I ended up making a settings video when this game first came out, and quite a bit has honestly changed, seeing as how it's a much different game than Vanguard, Cold War, Modern Warfare 2019, and even Warzone. The game is just so different that a lot of the settings that I'm used to using have ended up changing. That goes for my PC settings, controller settings, the whole shebang. So I'm not going to put off any more time here. Let's get started. So I suppose I should be starting with my input or controller settings here. If you're on mouse and keyboard, feel free to skip ahead into the video. I do have the timestamps there, so you can be skipping ahead. But I feel most comfortable on controller. A lot of the settings on controller are going to be more of a preference-based thing, but I'm hoping that my settings can be used as a guide for you. So let's get started here. All this stuff at the top when it comes to these inputs, I suppose that's the option it's giving you, is going to be preference-based. So I'm not going to cover them. That, you know, flip R to R1, stick layout, vibration, and whatnot. So for sensitivity's sake, this is one that I always say, go to custom games. Start very, very high and work your way down until you find a happy medium. When it feels too slow and you can't turn on people, that's when you know it's too low and you need to bump it up one more until you find the happy medium. The happy medium is where you're going to find the most success. It's going to be where you're most accurate. So one question I have been seeing is where you find the inverted controls. That's going to be under vertical aim axis here. Personally, I don't change any of these, but it was a question I was getting asked quite frequently. So something you can see here that is locked is the ADS sensitivity multiplier. I'm going to go more in depth when we go into advanced as to why that is exactly locked. We're going to keep scrolling down here. And one important setting that I do have is automatic sprint. I have automatic tactical sprint. This really does save your joysticks. You're not going to be button jamming constantly. It will prevent a ton of stick drift and sprinting issues down the line. Highly recommend using that one. All right, so over here in advanced is where you're going to find things like aim assist setting, input dead zones, and your custom sensitivity per zoom. So we're going to start here. I obviously have aim assist on. If you're on controller, you should definitely turn this on. It will only help you. And the aim assist type that I use is Black Ops. This is clearly the strongest. I think there's a possibility that they do end up nerfing this because it's very, very strong with the Black Ops aim assist type. And I don't exactly know why. I feel like it might be bugged, but it is very strong right now. So if you're looking to get used to this, I would highly recommend it. Overall, it just feels like it's a traditional type of aim assist back from the good old days of Call of Duty, but with things like FOV and things like that, it just might feel a bit stronger to most people. So down for the curve type, I have linear. I have always run linear since they started introducing curve types back in Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone. Linear always seems to give me the most success. I know a lot of people like dynamic, but I would definitely flop between linear and dynamic. See where you find the most success. Personally, it's linear for me. So let's go over to our custom sensitivities per zoom, aka our ADS sensitivities. So for low zoom and 2 to 3 times scopes, I have it set to 0.8 because it's going to slow down on the target. I feel as though it slows down almost perfectly and drags with your aim assist. For the snipers that like to run for, you know, all of these high zoom type scopes, you can bump this up so it's easier to lock onto targets while you're aimed down the sights. I don't touch any of them. I'm not a sniper. I don't normally run anything really bigger than a 2 or 3 times scope there. Down here in the dead zones. So I ended up, I used to have my minimum dead zones at 0, but with this game, it feels like I have stick drift. So I ended up bumping them up to 9. I think that is the normal setting. My controller was drifting left and right, like freaking crazy. So I have these set at 0.9, and then obviously the max is going to be set to 99. But the minimum here, if you're having drift, in the left or right stick, so the left would be your sprint, the right would be your aim. So if your controller is drifting left and right by itself, or you're moving forward, this you bring up until it stops. And then if you're having trouble sprinting, for an example, with your left stick, you're going to want to bring this down until it is easier to sprint per se. I've never had left and right triggered dead zone issues, so I didn't touch any of that. So after going through the rest of these controller settings, the rest of it kind of just seems irrelevant. It's not like a huge deal. A lot of them are already set to the things you want, and they're more or less preferences. So I'll let you guys go over them yourself and just figure out what exactly you like the best. So I'm going to quickly jump through audio settings here. Normally it's not of huge importance to me to cover this kind of stuff, but there's some confusing things in the audio this year. So for the audio mix, I am running headphone bass boost. This is going to really depend on the type of headset you have. If it's high quality, if it's low quality, you're going to want to adjust this until you can figure out where the footsteps are and where the audio quality is the best. That's not the important part. My music volume I have off just because it's not of the music at the menus or anything. It's the music that they play in game. It gets kind of loud. And when the music's that loud in game, you do run into issues where you're going to be missing footsteps and whatnot. That's not the important stuff. We're going to get to what exactly is important. So right here, you have mono audio. So I'm going to actually just move my face cam really quick to show you guys. When it's on, apparently audio is split between left and right audio channels to provide directional sound. I think this is backwards. I think that the mono audio should be off. After testing this, I feel like the directional audio is definitely more relevant when it's off. So this is kind of an important setting, if you ask me. I think they got this flopped around, and that's really the only setting I wanted to show you. So we're over here in interface, and there's a couple of things that I wanted to show you. So over here, if you go to color customization, this works for console or PC. You can really make your game more vibrant and colorful. So let's start. You need filter 2. Once you go down, you're gonna have color filter target. You're gonna want this on both. And then you're gonna want world and interface intensity on 100. Then you're going to want to come down here. You're going to want the HUD color palette to Tritanopia. So I have myself set on yellow, my team set on a dark blue, my party color as a lighter blue, so I know they're friendly, but I know they're my actual party members. The enemies set on lime green instead of red, neutral white, and contested yellow. With those particular settings, I feel as though enemies stand out much more on the map. I feel like the green dot above the enemy's head stands out more than the red. Just everything about these settings are more vibrant and saturated, and it just makes your game look so much better. Over here at the bottom under HUD, you have mini map shape. You're going to want this as square. You get to see much more of the mini map. When it is set at square, you're going to want the mini map rotation set to on so you can track exactly what's in front of you. And then as you keep scrolling down, if you're on PC, you have telemetry, and down here is where you can activate things like FPS counter, you have VRAM usage, the whole shebang. All of that stuff can be found in your interface settings there. I don't believe there's anything else here. Oh, yes, there is something else here. We have our advanced interface settings. You should turn all of these off. You want parallax effects, introduction, all of this stuff can be turned off. So we're going to be finishing off here with graphic settings. I know for some of the console players, this could be a bit boring and it could look like complete gibberish to you, but I will tell you when there are things that do apply to you, because there are definitely a few things. So for my display mode, I have it set on full screen borderless. The most of this stuff I have just set to off. I have the custom frame limit on, but that's more just to keep my menu custom frame limit to 60 and out of focus frame limit to 30. You can set this to whatever. If you have a pretty high hertz monitor, such as a 240, you can lock that at 240, whatnot. This is also where you can reset your shaders optimization, which is quite important. This is how you make your game and your camos look very crisp and clean. And you can also find things like brightness and focus mode, all that good stuff. All this stuff should be turned off. Over in quality, I have my quality presets set to custom. My render resolution I do have set to 100. It can be changed, of course, if you have a better monitor and depending on the PC you do have. Now, console players and PC players, pay attention. For your upscaling and sharpening, you want this set to Fidelity Cast. I have this set all the way to 100. Like I said, access on both PC and PlayStation. So for my anti-aliasing, I have the SMAA2TX. Anti-aliasing quality I have set to low. Video memory scale 85. This really just depends on the PC you are working with. For my texture resolution, I do have this set to low to maximum. All of these settings are to maximize FPS. We have low, we have texture filter antistropic low, nearby level of detail is set to low, distant level of detail low, clutter draw distance low, particle quality high. For some reason, I think this is bugged. It ends up boosting your FPS, and the same can be said for the quality level. I have bullet impacts and sprays on. I don't think this hits much of your FPS. If you want this on, you can. If you don't, it doesn't matter. For your shader quality, you're going to want this set at medium. I found that a lot of the camouflages in this game and overall textures just look horrible if your shader quality is not set to medium at least. This is how I ended up fixing my gold camo. It literally looked like a piece of cheddar cheese when it was on low. I set it to medium and it looked absolutely gorgeous. So tessellation I have set to near, terrain memory I have set to minimum, and on-demand texture streaming is set to off. So this streaming quality really doesn't matter because we have that off. Volumetric quality we have set to low. Deferred physics quality I have off. Water caustics off. Shadow map resolution very low. Screen space shadows off. Spot shadow quality I have set to low. Spot cache I do have set to medium. Particle lighting I have set to low. Ambient occlusion I do have off. Screen space reflections off. Static reflection quality low. Weather grid volumes low. NVIDIA low latency off. Depth of view off. Console players, pay attention again. You want your depth of field off. Motion blur off. I understand. Makes your game look more realistic, like you're spinning around in circles in real life, but you're gonna miss people. Turn it off. Weapon motion blur, same reason I just gave you. With the world motion blur, turn it off. And film grain all the way down. You want this set to 0. Your game will look very crisp and very sharp. And finishing off in view, I do like to play on 110 FOV. Just a personal preference. You can really just find your comfort spot there. I have my EDS field of view set at effective, meaning it won't zoom in so far, which will reduce your visual recoil. Weapon field of view, I don't touch. I have it set to default. And then you're going to come down here to first person and third person camera movement, 50% set for both. This will significantly reduce that visual recoil that is definitely here in Modern Warfare 2. So honestly, I don't know what else to say here. If you guys learned something new, my settings happen to help you, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for me, notification bell on so you're not missing any of my videos. Hit the like button. It's the easiest and most effective way to support the channel. Will also help push this video to other people. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one.